Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Hey Deb, how you going? Real Housewives of Margaritaville, how you going? Good to see ya. Tommy, how you going? John Paul, how you going? J1, how you going? Carl, how you going? Good to see you guys. Okay, let's get on with it. We're going to go over some news here. I've got there's been a cyber attack against X. There's more on the Epstein files, allegedly. As to why they might not be being released yet. We also have something on, what's her name? Anne, who died. Okay, we'll find out anyway. Anne Hesh? Yeah, her. Awakened Outlaw. Damn, Musk delivers a brutal body blow, drawing attention to Reid Hoffman having visited Epstein Island. Well, Reid Hoffman went on, just one more of Elon's false claims about me. I never funded anyone for Tesla protests. I don't condone violence, but it's clear Americans are angry at him. No, it's a setup anyway. Elon Musk asked him to describe your favourite island vacation. Because Reid Hoffman's been known to visit, apparently. Allegedly, mind you, everyone mentioned here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything mentioned here is theory until proven fact, which most of it is anyway. Okay, Liberty Lady, MAGA and Maha said needed to happen before the list was revealed. DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, said, per POTUS directive, I've revoked security clearances and barred access to classified information for Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Lisa Monaco, Mark Zaid, Norman Eisen, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, and Andrew Weissman, along with 51 signers of the Hunter Biden disinformation letter. The president's daily brief is no longer being provided to former President Biden, which is a good thing, and that's not the only thing that I think is delaying the release of these files, because I do believe they're coming. I know a lot of people have given up and said, no, they're not, but just hang in there. Ian Yeager said it's been over 2 weeks since Pam Bondi told the American people the Epstein files were on her desk and ready for review. 16 days later, nothing has been released. We are still waiting. I recommend everyone get on X and say, where are the Epstein files? Everyone. And then they can't ignore it. Epstein sheet says this says it all. U.S. Homeland Security News update. FBI Director Kash Patel asked for bodyguards who are not FBI agents. He has requested to replace his FBI security detail with private contractors due to fear of disloyalty and possible harm. And it's him and Pam Bondi that are that would be releasing the Epstein files. He would be releasing them to Pam Bondi to be able to release. But I think he's being threatened. Or he knows he has security problems with the FBI. They haven't completely cleaned it out yet. It's going to be hard. Insurrection Barbie I have to say that the longer this Epstein file things drags out on without commentary, the worse it looks. We really need to come to a place where we can get some transparency about the things that are already fueling conspiracy theories all over the place. The problem with telling people that you're going to do something and then not doing it is that it sets a bad precedent, even if you're not at fault. So we arrested the guy who owned the sex island. We arrested the woman who brought the children to the sex island. But we haven't arrested the clients who paid to essay the children on that island. Very interesting, isn't it? I see everyone on X is calling it out, and funnily enough, X got attacked recently. Okay, last night, this morning, this morning US time, okay? Isaac's Army said, well, so why does the Epstein report need to be redacted for national security? Something we'd all love to know. Look, I don't care who's on the Epstein files. I want to see the whole thing. Okay, I don't care who's on it. We want to see it. The Yorkshire lass said, just gone on X, and nearly all of my X newsfeed is about the reform fallout here in the UK. Hardly anything coming up, though, on Epstein and the Satanists being exposed. It's being buried, eyes on. So we're going to just have to keep our eyes out for it as well. Libs of TikTok have said over 165 school employees have been arrested or sentenced so far in 2025, which is only 3 months in, on charges relating to child sex crimes. We have a massive pedo crisis in our schools. Guys, you aren't the only ones. I'm sure that's happening here in Australia as well. Dear, but we have a huge problem, I'll tell you that much. These people should not be allowed anywhere near schools. That's pretty obvious, isn't it, really? Stating the obvious. I'm Captain Obvious right now. Brian Eastwood said, attention, Pam Bondi has scheduled an Epstein files drop. I sort of looked at this and then I went, okay. Pam Bondi has scheduled an Epstein files drop for April the 1st at 12 p.m. Eastern, right? Now, people all went in and thinking, okay, she has said, I'll believe it when I see it, you know. And yeah, someone said it. April Fools. April 1st, mate. This person here is having a bit of a laugh, actually. It's still funny. Okay, but people went in thinking, yeah, well, I'll believe it when I see it, you know, for not realising April 1st, April Fool's Day. Josh Barnett, AZ, said apparently Epstein and Maxwell were arrested for sex trafficking children to no one. Very funny, isn't it? Not funny at all. We want to see it, okay? I don't care who's on that list. We want to see that list. Epstein sheet was replying to Zelensky, who's saying, what is Zelensky saying now? Volodymyr Zelensky saying Ukraine's been seeking peace since the very first second of the war. Is that why you allowed NATO to put all that stuff right up against Russia's border and, you know, possibly start this thing? Is that why? And also the biolabs you've got in your country, right in Russia's doorstep? I don't think so, mate. I'm very grateful to every unit and every brigade defending Ukraine's position, ensuring the destruction of the occupiers and making every effort to provide our country with the strength needed to bring peace closer. BS, mate, is all I can say. Well, this person said, Epstein Sheet said, did my tax money go to this fuckery too? Watch, this is apparently Ukrainian Health Minister, 57 dead. Okay, 169 hurt. Oh no, make that 56 dead. I can see breathing. What the hell? Yeah, this is what makes me think that Ukrainian war is not quite what we're told it is. Okay? I've also seen videos of people partying over there. Okay, they did this during COVID too, and people still bought it. They had people moving, scratching their noses while apparently laying there dead. Okay? Had a Chinese man who apparently fell over dead, but his arms went out to protect his face from hitting the cement. So, I don't know. It's up to you what you believe. Epstein Sheet, replying to Elon Musk, who said, what did he say? This is crazy. Amused said terror. Multiple Democrat NGOs have coordinated attacks on Tesla dealerships, staff and vehicles. Last night, a number of Cybertrucks were torched in Seattle. Democrats are becoming increasingly more desperate and violent. Epstein Sheet said, so the Democrat Party is a terrorist organisation, out in the open terrorist organisation. Where is the law? It's just BLM version 2. And by the way, I don't know if you've seen BLM. At the beginning when there were fiery but mostly peaceful protests, if you actually looked, they were all dressed in black, but sometimes you could see a gap between the glove and the sleeve of their shirt, and a lot of them were white. Who started it, right? Just saying. White liberals. Okay, and Vandersteel said, since we're not getting arrests or Epstein files, maybe we can get Biden's executive orders, pardons and other actions nullified along with the new AG. How does AG Andrew Bailey sound? A state AG sets stage to have all Biden pardons, executive orders and other actions legally voided because they weren't signed by Biden. It was like a computer signature, we found out in the last couple of streams that I've done. Yes, exactly. Real Housewife, funded by USAID. How you going, Randy, Zena, George? Who else we got in here? Anyone I've missed? Mrs. Out to Lunch. Sherry. Oh, Sherry. No, that's so... Oh, I think it was... Yeah, it was Sherry, wasn't it? That song. Anyway. Ian Malcolm 84 says, so Ian Carroll show goes on Joe Rogan and suggests Jewish and Israeli interests were behind Epstein's ring. Sorry, that just came out very weird. Okay. The media cries out it was the Qatari. Those with a brain laugh at radio and media. Hours later, X crashes with bug fixes imminent. Curious. Very curious. Yeah. Yeah, the media are blaming Epstein on Qatari? How does that work? I don't get it. Look, if Jewish people are involved, they're involved. It's not all Jewish people, you know. Not every Jewish person was at Epstein Island, I'm sure. Yeah, so there you go. Moore said, pretty easy not to need a Jeffrey Epstein when many Muslim countries have lowered the age of consent to teen and even child ages. Because as I was saying yesterday and the day before, that Muslims are saying, oh, there's no Muslims on the Epstein list. They don't need the Epstein list. They don't need Epstein, sorry. They can marry 9-year-olds. Fearbuck said Sneeko speaks out on how there are no Muslims on the Epstein Island list and criticises the propaganda being spread about Muslims. So whatever BS propaganda they spread about us, at least there were no Muslims on the Epstein list. No, you're allowed to marry 9-year-olds, mate. You don't need Epstein. Seriously. Okay, we got this one. Can you tell I did an Epstein search this morning? Yeah. Epstein Sheet said if protecting America's national security means allowing this to continue, it's not worth saving. America itself is not worth saving if it can't protect its own children. Now let's go slowly through this. Hang on a sec. I might be able to slow this down, I think. Playback speed. Can we go backwards? Yes, we can, so I can read it, okay? We're going to go half the speed. Pizza, right? The thing that they said they debunked, okay? Says, wait, there's music behind it, so I'm not going to play it like with the music. I'll read it. Okay, wait till the end. It says, critical missing, Timothy, wait till the end. This, I don't know. Still going quick. Hey, Ellen, why does your set look like Epstein Island? Enough symbolism for you with people eating babies' heads off? You know, simulation. Look what they're doing. Look at the little picture here, okay? This person was arrested on child SA charges in Nepal. The Beatles with their baby, like doll parts, heads and bits and pieces. Tom and Rita's underground house, built on a Greek island in 2014. That was Tom Hanks. They should start reporting the number of kids that go missing every day instead of COVID numbers. Protests for sex trafficked kids and protests for, what was that other thing? Hang on, I've got to go back now. It's going too quick still. Yeah, if they reported that a number of kids that go missing every day the way they reported the COVID numbers, we would that would get a lot of people's attention. But they don't want that, okay? What was the next one? Okay, protests for trafficked children, missing kids, but protests for everything else, okay? We'll continue. Oh, that flicked bar. Oh, that was the Chrome, the Drino, okay? Now, this is a known FBI pedo symbol, right? Unfortunately, the Pope's cloth, I'm not sure what it's called, but it has that symbol all over it. Okay, look. Look. I don't want to believe it's true, but it is. The Vatican's been taken over. Okay, we've got, I don't know who that was. Who's this person? Guys, I love this. Fuck, I love this shit. I love this. What do you love? Blah, 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 blah. And what are we waiting for here? There are priests that, little boys, Catholic priests. There are people that, they're not the only ones, by the way, guys, the little babies and take their organs or blood. Allegedly. Have to say it for YouTube. Or their sweat and drink it. That's the adrenaline, you know, that's that. There are people that, you know, are cannibals, of course, in human, you know, we know that. There are cannibals around because they think whatever, come on, mate, what's going on? I never wanted to be in this club. Oh. This I could have let go at normal speed and read it still. Where you join something, hang on a sec, okay, where you join something, let's go back to normal speed. You make a deal with the devil, you sell your fucking soul, and then you have to hide for the rest of your life. I'm not playing this game. Let others give you context on this. They're scaring the shit out of little children. I don't know, is there music behind it? I don't even know if you can actually hear what they're saying. I don't think you can. I think it's all music. But this kid's being like, I don't know, terrorized? I don't know. They look drugged. Little eyes are nearly shut. People are asking Stephen Colbert. Okay, is there a voice there? Hang on. Yep, Podesta doesn't violate any community guidelines. Okay, whatever. Anyway, that's just part of the pizza thing that they said was debunked, and the people who debunked it ended up being arrested for CP and child crimes. Concerned citizens said Jeffrey Epstein sheepishly emerging from his penthouse in 2010 with former Australian Prime Minister Paul Keating's daughter. No explanation was ever provided. The Epstein files will have major ramifications for senior figureheads all around the world. That's why so many powerful figures are fighting to keep them contained. So this is Paul Keating's daughter. Okay. Coming out of Jeffrey Epstein's home. I'm sure she was a bit of a procurer herself. That's what I think. I'm not, 100% sure on that, but, it's a theory. Let's just call it a theory. It's not fact, it's a theory from me. And that's why it's a national security issue with Bondi. It should not be. Topple them all, arrest them all. That's what we want. Sick of them being protected. Okay, Anne Hesh. Sorry, yep, her name is Anne Hesh. Epstein sheet said Anne Hesh became a national security issue. Anne Hesh died shortly after this interview. I have never seen this interview before, so I thought I would bookmark it and play it for you. Okay, let's have a look at how the volume is.
Our hands were tied when the Ellen show.
That means money.
And if you think about all the studios, the TV shows, the films that considered you and then thought, there's that Ellen cockblock that we have to consider.
That's right.
Let's just hire Mary
Sorvino. That's right.
Right?
That's right. You have her in your movie. You have her in your show. You ain't gonna get promo on mine.
And that's a thing.
And that is a thing. And that is.
And we didn't realize that until the show was canceled, because then people were coming forward and telling, because they were afraid to.
Fear. Fear has a very big force. It's not as big as love's, obviously. But I do want to say, you teased about this before, but that I was the original canceled, and I am going to be the original uncanceled. I am uncanceled today. I am finished with that. This is what I say. Goodbye. Watch out. You're fucked.
And that's when, not long after that, they said she was in a car accident or something, or she was burnt. And we saw her sit up when they were wheeling her to the ambulance. Very interesting. Concerned citizens said Canada's new Prime Minister, Mark Carney. Right here. WEF member, net zero zealot, previous ties with Jeffrey Epstein, makes sense. Yeah, it does. Photos don't necessarily prove guilt themselves unless you see them doing something with the underage girls or these ladies in the background. I don't know if they're underage or not. I can't tell from here. It's a little bit blurry, but they do look very young. Okay, Elon Musk said visual representation of a social security database. It's being duct taped together to stop it from falling over. I don't know what the use in this rope here is. To stop that sliding down that way, maybe, if it does break off here. But anyway, yeah, that's the representation of our social security database right now in America. Okay, ours will probably look the same. Libs of TikTok said anti-Elon protester admits he gets paid to protest outside a Tesla location. Groups linked to Democrat fundraising platform Act Blue, which is funded by Soros, are paying people to protest against Elon. Weren't they being paid by USAID? Anyway, these people are being paid to protest against Elon, and that is why you saw up the top Reid Hoffman, whatever his name is, saying he didn't fund it. Elon Musk said an investigation has found 5 Act Blue funded groups responsible for Tesla protests: Troublemakers, Disruption Project, Rise and Resist, Indivisible Project, and Democrat Socialists of America. Act Blue funders include George Soros, Reid Hoffman, Herbert Sandler, Patricia Bowman, and Lee Hunt Hendricks. Act Blue is currently under investigation for allowing foreign and illegal donations in criminal violation of campaign finance regulations. This week, 7 Act Blue senior officials resigned, including the Associate General Counsel. If you know anything about this, please post it in the replies. Thanks, Elon. Follow along. We are taxed. Taxes go to USAID. Leftists create an NGO. NGO is funded by USAID. That's what I said. Leftists in NGO do zero real work. NGO pays leftists huge salaries. Leftists donate salaries from NGO to Dems through Act Blue. It's why Dems are freaking over USAID. Simple. There you go. They're also freaking out about the Epstein list. They don't want any of it to come out. So I've got to go back one more. So that's interesting. Okay, now MJ Truth Ultra said confirmed. Elon Musk says a large scale of cyber attack is happening to X, either by a large coordinated group or a country. But it's not just X, it's happening to multiple services according to DT. Okay, Elon said there still is a massive cyber attack against X. We get attacked every day, but this was done with a lot of resources. Either a large coordinated group and or a country is involved. Tracing. Doge designer said first protests against Doge, then Tesla stores were attacked, now X is down. Let's have a look at the video. Microsoft, Twitter, Spectrum, Instagram, Miss One, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Microsoft, Xfinity, Google, OpenAI, Reddit, Mediacom, Costco, Facebook, all these ones, YouTube, all of them. Oh, okay. I'm still on here. Spotify, Hulu. Oh, a lot of them. Look at that. Can't even keep up with this. Steam. So there you go. A lot of them. Instagram, a lot of them. Okay, so there is a massive cyber attack. Beware if the internet goes down for either 3 to 10 days. Do not fear. Okay, no matter what happens, do not fear. Everything's going to be okay. Hang in there. Hold the line. Paul A. Pula. Oh, I don't know if I say that right. Bubble bath girl with the man's. Okay, anyway. Hey, FBI, please investigate Valerie Costa of Seattle. She's openly admitting to stalking and threatening Elon Musk and his Tesla business. She says she's drawing inspiration from Luigi Mangione. Costa is a criminal. Arrest and prosecute her now. Let's have a listen.
Val, maybe we could start off with a little bit of, can you just actually tell us what Tesla Takedown is? Or is
Yeah,
it's not Takedown Tesla, it's Tesla Takedown.
Tesla Takedown. Yeah, there's a website called TeslaTakedown.com, which is a website you can go to, get some background on the campaign. And it essentially is a map where anybody in the world can put an action up for targeting Tesla. And so I've been involved in that campaign, and in particular, planning actions in the Seattle area targeting Tesla.
In Tesla Takedown, there's a spirit out there, which had already, as we saw with Luigi Mangione, there's a spirit which is very anti-corporate, very anti-billionaire, very anti sort of elite. And Tesla Takedown is also tapping into some of that spirit as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would say it's just what I've noticed being involved in organizing in the Seattle area for some time, especially after the election and the inauguration. People were like, what do? We don't want to just waste our energy protesting for the sake of protesting. And especially in Seattle, and I would say on the West Coast, I'm sure it's true of many places, we're really far from the center of power in government. And I think as it became clear that Elon Musk was taking on this outsized role at the federal level, totally, I would say, criminal role nationally, we're like, oh, we can target Elon here because his company, the source of the majority of his wealth, has numerous locations in the Seattle area, and ultimately money talks. And we've planned, whether it was troublemakers or partners that we've been working with over the last few weeks, have planned multiple actions at Tesla.
Isn't that illegal? I thought that was. I thought it was illegal. I'm with Paul here. I thought that was illegal.
Start off.
Hey, well, you know. Yeah, that dude has I don't know. Is it a female? I don't know anymore. Libs of TikTok said Elon Musk exposed his massive fraud. 20 million dead people marked as alive in the Social Security database. Hundreds of millions of dollars of SBA loans given out to people aged 11 and under. Democrats attacked him because they want the fraud to continue. Crazy stuff. Clandestine said, holy shit. Elon says that they are still looking into exactly what happened, but the cyber attack is from IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area. Ukraine is a proxy of the US NATO. This is about Elon speaking about leaving the US leaving NATO. Ooh, interesting. That's really interesting because that could involve multiple countries going through Ukraine, like the UK, Australia, Canada. We don't know how many. Jay Bowes, I don't know. Who said Radoslaw Sikorski, Poland's foreign minister, that Elon Musk slapped down over Starlink, the man who openly thanked Biden for destroying Nord Stream? He's a former journalist, MI6, Oxford grad and political player. Guess what? He's also old mates with Boris Johnson from their elitist Oxford Bullingdon Club days. He is a globalist, plain and simple. Sikorski's big on NATO and Brussels, but a lot less so on Poland's own interests. He's also like Zurabishvili in Georgia, conveniently dropped his British, she dropped her French citizenship when it helped his Polish career. Yeah, so now Poland's in trouble. They're going to try and start World War III. Poland's on the border, isn't it, of Russia? Oh, I don't know. They're going to try any way they can. I reckon release the Epstein files before it happens, mate. And then watch it all crumble. The noticer said when his local council announced an unapproved housing amnesty, Byron Bay farmer here in Australia, Benjamin Webster, he applied, okay, because people they buy land, they build their little houses on there. They don't get approval from council, okay? So the council had an amnesty. Byron applied in order to regularise his historic rainforest cabin home. But Byron Shire Council then used the information he provided to send compliance officers to the cabin and slap him with a non-habitation order and a $750 admin fee, followed by legal action, stop work orders, more fees, a demolition order, and a $3,000 fine for not answering questions. Other locals say the same thing has happened to them and ask why the council is evicting people from homes they've lived in for decades during a housing and rental crisis. Because councils are not for the people. If any government place has an amnesty, do not. Just don't. Okay? He's lived in this for years, built it himself, is living with nature, and the council don't want that because they're not getting their cut from it. It's the same reason I think they want to, instead of cutting immigration in Australia, they just want to build more houses because then councils get more land rates every year. It's more money for them. It's all about money. Lozzie B said, well done, Albo, here in Australia again. In the space of 1 week, you've managed to damage our relationship with the US and piss off Russia, all while China is circling us like a shark. Our current PM and Labor are a danger to Australia's national security and Australian citizens. Russia warns Australia deploying peacekeeping troops to Ukraine would lead to grave consequences. In other words, you're sending people to die, mate. Our government are dumb. Honest to God. Both sides. Doesn't matter. Miss Madeline said, have a cuppa with Dan Andrews and Penny Wong at the Chinese Town Hall this Wednesday in Box Hill, Victoria. What the hell have we got a Chinese Town Hall for? We're Australia. That's because of Penny Wong, our infiltrator. Okay, if anyone wants to go to the Box Hill Town Hall meeting at the Chinese Town Hall here in Australia, yeah, feel free. Still in Australia, Stephen said hate speech commissar issues a new fatwa. Any arguments against massive immigration will be considered hate speech. Well, you can just fuck right off, love. Press hard if you've had enough. Yeah, look, I had enough a long time ago, mate. So this person here can fuck right off. I don't care. I don't care what she says. Okay? I will say that Immigration is our biggest problem right now, and we need to send a lot of them back so we have homes for Australians. I don't think that's a crime. Doge Designer said, who do you think is behind this cyber attack on X? Well, we know that the IPs are coming from Ukraine, but we also know they're VPNs, okay? They can use VPNs. Oh, yes, okay. Yes, there was something here. On Telegram, Dark Storm team took credit for taking down X several times today. We'll have to wait and see what Elon says. Now, I've got more on this Dark Storm person. And Mr. Ed Krasenstein's been talking to them, okay, the Dark Storm. Sassafras84 said, so Ed Krasenstein is talking to a terrorist group. There's nothing to see here, folks. I did not have that on my bingo card for March. Maybe Kash Patel should be looking into this lead by Ed. I find it odd that they would give him this information on the DDoS attacks. So weird. Because Ed Krasenstein, one of the Krasenstein brothers, who are about the size of a jockey, 4 foot, all of 4 foot. Okay, I don't normally give men shit for the height they are, but 4 foot, mate. They're twins, both of them, and I believe they might have done serious damage against small children, okay? Breaking. I've been in contact with the leader of the hacker group Darkstorm, who has taken credit for the DDoS attack on X today. He says that they have not decided yet how long the attack will persist. He also told me what their next target will be. The reason he gives me for the attack is just a demonstration of our strength with no political motives bullshit. What if you're the head of this thing, mate? I don't know. Anyway. What's more interesting is that Darkstorm also revealed to me in their next target the wallet application of private banks, SEDAD wallet, BMI.MR, and GBM Bank, I don't know how to say that, .com, stating the banks claimed their services couldn't be stopped, thus issuing a direct challenge to the hackers. See my full conversation below. And we don't get that bit, but you know. But yeah, apparently he's talking to them, so I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he's part of the group, if not running it. I don't know. They're just like rage baiters, these people here. They're lefties, but they're also like the Krasenstein brothers are rage baiters as well. They love everyone on the right attacking them because they get more money from Twitter that way. Libs of TikTok said, I would like to know which foreign nation was involved in the cyber attack against X and how much funding from USA they received from us. I would not be surprised at this point. They paid for everything else. Okay, Australians versus the Agenda said, hey, Chris Minns here in Australia again. It's time to repeal your hate speech laws. Get a load of this. Do you remember the caravan? The terrorist caravan that was full of bombs parked at Dural somewhere here in Sydney or outskirts of Sydney? Okay, listen to this, right? You're going to get a big surprise.
Clearly, police are very concerned and the community is very concerned about the rising number of anti-Semitic attacks in our community escalating to the point where there was a mass casualty event.
Today, I can reveal that the caravan was never going to cause a mass casualty event, but instead was concocted by criminals who wanted to cause fear for personal benefit.
Clearly, police...
What do you bet the government were part of that or paid people to do it? Okay, because they wanted more anti-Semitism. Look, I agree with people, don't go after every Jew, okay? It's not every Jew, okay? They have the same problem we have in our countries, a very corrupt government and corrupt intelligence and corrupt all over the place, okay? We all have it, okay? It's not every single Jewish person. But I don't agree with anti-Semitism laws, okay? I don't want to be censored. If there's something to say and we have an opinion, why are we not allowed to say it? That's what I want to know. Senator Babette says, stand strong even if it means you stand alone. Now, this is Senator Babette here in Australia. He's an Australian patriot. And this man I would back, honestly. Okay, listen to this.
Let us rediscover a love of individualism, a love of freedom. And remember always that the best welfare is a job, that the best security is a home, that the best life is a family, and the best country It's Australia. If we had more political parties, we would have a greater diversity of ideas. And that can only be a good thing for our country. Politics, after all, is about ideas. It is about the great contest between differing points of view. It is not and should never be an exercise in public relations where the only thing some politicians seem to be concerned with is the next election and getting back into this place. Politics, of course, has no tangible reward. The only reward is history and doing what is right, and sticking by your convictions no matter what the cost. It's about standing strong in the face of adversity. I and many tens of thousands of others joined the United Australia Party because the United Australia Party, it stands for something. We stand for family values. We stand for small business. We stand for limited government. We stand for a fair go for all. We stand for you to have the freedom to live your life how you choose without interference. We stand for democracy. We stand for personal responsibility and self-determination. Let us work together for the benefit of Australia. Let us cast aside minor differences. Now, members of the United Australia Party, we come from all walks of life. Young, old, rich, poor, white, black, brown. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we're all Australian.
Honestly, I think he is the closest we're going to get to a Trump.
Let us rediscuss.
I honestly do, but that's just my opinion, guys. In Australia, you vote for whoever you want, but please vote for all the minority parties. They can at least stop the big parties from doing too much damage, okay? Elon Musk said we really should. Doesn't make sense for America to pay for the defence of Europe. Mike Lee said exit NATO now. I reckon you should too. I reckon all of our countries should exit NATO, and they're not peacekeepers, mate. They're not good, okay? They're the opposite of what they portray themselves to be. Okay, Kobe Thatcher, okay? President Trump shouldn't stop at Malcolm Turnbull because President Trump has put out something on Malcolm Turnbull here in Australia, okay? Australia has plenty of weak and ineffective leaders who deserve to be called out. Yeah, don't stop at Malcolm Turnbull. Trump, please keep going. And you'll see why in a sec. Anyway, during the cyclone, Ben Beattie said this kept my fridges running, solar panels did not. Okay, just an old Honda generator. Okay, Gunther Eagleman said Trump just said some very big things are going to happen this week. Interesting. I wonder what that'll be. There was someone with a one of these posts that linked up Epstein with this week. I don't know. I'm just going to let you know, okay? AKA said breaking $1.7 trillion was erased from the stock market today. Are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip? Are you buying the dip or in the dip? I don't know. Are you buying this? I don't know. Derek Evans said just in, Ontario Premier Doug Ford threatens to cut off electricity to the US. If the US escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. This is why we need to be 100% energy independent. There you go. Can't rely on other countries, guys. Topher Fields said now we need a climate army. We barely have an army. Ain't nobody got time for a climate one. Also, because I can't help myself, I have a few thoughts on this. Has she never heard of the SES, the State Emergency Service here in Australia? I mean, if she said people should volunteer and fundraise for more SES, I'd say preach it. 2, this isn't just going to switch. This isn't just going to switch up who gets injured. Now, instead of ADF personnel, it's the Climate Army personnel getting hurt. I'm not sure how that helps. Number 3, if this is a reaction to the ADF injuries during disaster relief, how will she respond to casualties in war? I mean, I did say the other day, we're not psychologically prepared for a war, but damn way to prove me right, love. Senator Lambie is the gift that keeps on giving. This is our total fool in Australia. And 13 Australian Defence Force personnel were injured during the flood recovery in Lismore. And she has reignited calls for a civilian climate army to take over disaster relief efforts. As Senator Jackie Lambie argues, full-time soldiers should be a last resort. She's an idiot. I'm sorry, but, unfortunately, this epitomises IQ in Australian politics. So cringe. Yeah, she's a nut. Nut job, this one. And if you go back through my previous videos, you'll find out why. Oz Integrity said breaking caravan bomb threat was a false flag event in which leftist Liberal Labor governments politicised to choke out free speech laws. Anti-free speech laws were passed in the shadow of this criminal con job. That is the Anthony Albanese Labor government. They must go. Yeah, because here's apparently where the caravan was parked in Dural, right? Let's have a listen.
I believe the person pulling the strings wanted changes to their criminal status, but maintained a distance from their scheme and hired alleged local criminals to carry out parts of their plan.
And it wasn't just fire bombings and spray paint attacks. The caravan found on a road in Dural in northwest Sydney with explosives and a Jewish hit list back in January was a hoax.
Almost immediately, experienced investigators within the Joint Counter-Terrorism team believed that the caravan was part of a fabricated terrorist plot, essentially a criminal con job.
The alleged plan for criminals was to tip off police about the caravan in the hope they could get reduced sentences or charges dropped. But that plot came unstuck.
Bullshit. It was the government wanting anti-Semitism laws and more censorship, I guarantee you. And who remembers when this happened and me saying this sounds like a setup?
When a local discovered the caravan with explosives and called the police.
The caravan was never going to cause a mass casualty event, but instead was concocted by criminals who wanted to cause fear for personal benefit.
250.
Believe the person.
I think too many people called them out and they had to backtrack on that one. But anyway, Terence K. Williams said this might disappoint some Trump supporters and Elon Musk fans, but I have to do what's best for me. I've paid close attention to Elon Musk and I can no longer remain silent about the truth. I have reasons to believe Elon Musk is my father and my attorney will be in touch with Elon's team. Oh dear. Terence K. Williams is a comedian, mind you, right? And he's black. It's because all these women are saying Elon Musk is their baby daddy, I believe, right? Okay, we are both African American and we both love President Trump, so there must be a strong possibility this could be true. I'm willing to settle out of court. Here are my demands. An unlimited supply of fresh farm eggs, an unlimited supply of chicken wings, and Cybertruck with built-in booster seats so I can see over the steering wheel. Sorry, but sometimes I have to put something funny into the news because the news can be quite depressing sometimes. Like this next one. Hey, retard founder found some more. Oh dear. You know, colourful animals in nature are normally poisonous, right? And the colours are a warning to stay away, right? Yeah, I believe the same thing is happening with the human race right now. So you've got that. Elon Musk said place sanctions on the top 10 Ukrainian oligarchs, especially the ones with mansions in Monaco, and this will stop immediately. The key to the puzzle. Oh, this isn't why they went after X, was it? Because this was before that happened. Elon said this before the X attack. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Birds are going nuts outside. Yeah, so not another penny to Ukraine, said Mike Lee. And this was the flag. Remember, would have cost a lot of money. I wonder who paid for that. Yeah. They're really trying hard, but no one's buying it. Okay, Andrew said, translated post, the first German offshore wind farm will probably be shut down after 15 years. Until now, the operators received a remuneration of 15.3 cents kilowatts, which has now been eliminated and the operation is uneconomical. I have posted many times that offshore wind is a ridiculous idea and that large maintenance activities such as blade replacements will be prohibitively expensive. I also claimed that it would be more cost-effective to abandon the asset than undertake major maintenance, especially in Australia. GenCost claims a 25-year operational life offshore wind, and this has barely achieved half of that. I was correct again. NOAA said the first German offshore wind park might be closed after 15 years of operation, as the guaranteed subsidised feed rate of €153 per megawatt hours falls away. It's not viable to operate the paid-off wind turbines anymore. So there you go. Germany is shutting theirs down. Australia is still beating a dead horse by trying to keep it going and subsidise it even harder. That's why our electricity bills keep going up. Senator Babette said, you may not know this, but the Australian government has started recruiting non-citizens into the Australian military. Why do you think that is? Is it a good idea? Because then it won't matter when they turn around and kill Australians, okay? They have no allegiance to Australia. Okay. Sassafras84 said, soy boys, I ain't scared. Okay. Denver Antifa, remember this? This was quite a few years ago, I think. A few of us went to the mountains to train this afternoon. We will be ready to punch any Nazi that stands in our way. Here we are unmasked. What are you going to do now? They're going to punch a Nazi, these guys. I'd like to see them try. I don't think they could punch their way out of a wet paper bag. What do you think? Well, at least they don't look like they could. Anne Vandersteel said, quick question. Didn't we all know something was up the minute Gates dropped out and Bondi was dropped in? Because Matt Gates was a pit bull. Pam Bondi is a shih tzu with arthritis. She talks the talk and walks the walk and smiles, but where's the beef? All we the people want is what she promised us on day one. And when you notice that no Democrats are calling for the release of the Epstein list, it becomes pretty obvious who's on the list and who's really calling the shots at the AG's office. Awful as he was, at least Merrick Garland went after Republicans. Why will Bondi not go after the Democrats? Why is Bondi in bondage? We all want to know. What are you doing, love? What's going on? At least tell us what's going on if you can't release it. But just silence? That doesn't work. Okay, Douglas McGregor said, breaking, incoming Canadian PM Mark Carney linked directly to Ghislaine Maxwell. As we saw. Mick Amias said, what happened in the past is happening in the present. There's only one way to stop the Islamic expansion across the West that we are seeing. Islam has always attempted to expand, and now it's expanding successfully, and the West enables it to happen. Our governments are letting it. It must be stopped once more. Here's a Christian man explaining why the Crusades were absolutely necessary and justified. Have a listen to this.
Gentlemen, the question was, and if you interrupt the answer, you'll find that you don't get to ask another question. The question was, am I saying that with Christianity comes peace? No, I'm not. I'm saying with Christ comes peace. But then the question was, what about the Crusades? So let me answer that directly. The Crusades were launched after 7 centuries of constant Islamic aggression. Before the very first Crusade was launched in 1095, Muslims had invaded the following Christian lands. They had invaded Christian Syria, Christian Jordan, Christian Palestine, Christian Egypt, Christian Algeria, Christian Libya, Christian Morocco, Christian Portugal, Christian Spain, Christian France, Christian Sicily, Christian Turkey, Christian Armenia, Christian Italy, all before the First Crusade. The Crusades are a legitimate response to Islamic aggression and Islamic violence. I don't need to hear any lectures about the Crusades from people who support Islamic colonialism, Islamic imperialism, Islamic dominion and Arabization.
And I'm going to get censored for that one because the music in the
Gentlemen.
background. Yeah, because the music in the background. But it has been altered, so I don't see how they can throw a copyright. But even when I say it's been altered because someone's talking over it, they don't apply that to me. YouTube don't allow that. Catherine Deeves Morgan said, should Australia deport supporters of Hamas? Or should we keep giving them money, visas, accommodation and support worker to set up a bank account? Marco Rubio said we will be revoking the visas and green cards of Hamas supporters in America so they can be deported. Yeah, we should do it too here in Australia. Okay. Nick Sautor said, breaking, Governor Justin Trudeau has been replaced by another weak leftist Mark Carney as Prime Minister of Canada. These people will never learn. Trump is going to continue walking Canadian leader around on a leash. I'm not sure Canada can be saved at this point. Okay, it's tongue-in-cheek. It's like making fun of it, you know? Come on. Don't get all offended on me. Australia won't either. Believe me, it's not just Canada, right? Oh, dear. Sarah Victoria said, thank you, President Trump, for saying what the majority of Australians think about Turnbull. This one here. Now do the loser on the left, the current Prime Minister. Equally two of the worst Prime Ministers Australia's ever seen, or had, for that matter. Yes, he was a Liberal Prime Minister. This is a Labor Prime Minister. They're both, two arse cheeks of the same. What do you call it? Two cheeks of the same arse, sorry. Brother Wallace said trans women are being transferred to men's prisons following Donald Trump's decree. Thoughts? Good. Good. I wonder how many trans people will be left after that happens. I bet half the trans movement will fall off the edge. Lives of TikTok said breaking, Tulsi Gabbard has revoked security clearances, which we know for Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Melissa Monaco, blah, 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 blah. And the 51 intel officers who falsely claimed that Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. Okay. Someone called the cops on some people swimming while a cyclone, ex-cyclone, was hitting Byron Bay. To swim a little bit, police respond to backpackers choosing to swim as ex-cyclone Alfred hits Byron Bay. Topher Fields said, why call the cops? I don't understand. Either they're great swimmers out to enjoy the crazy water, in which case let them have fun, or else they're idiots, in which case let them remove themselves from the gene pool. This seems like the very definition of the fun police in action. It does. Oh, is that a sideways Nazi salute too? Yeah, well, I don't know. Putting your arm out like that anymore. It must be a Nazi salute. Accused Elon of it. Okay, now Elon put this up. Okay, let's have a listen. How's my volume? Okay.
I don't think the tensions are high. Look, Elon's a very special person, and these cabinet people are special people. You know, these are very successful people, or they wouldn't have gotten, you know, they've attained the highest heights of government. And I think they have a fantastic relationship to Elon. And Doge has been incredible. You know, hundreds of billions of dollars of waste and fraud and abuse has been already found. And that doesn't mean they don't have a little bit of an argument here and there about something, or maybe personal arguments. There's not too many contract arguments. You know, contracts have been found. This is much more than just personnel. And we found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraudulent contracts, or very wasteful. But I think fraud. I think it's fraud.
There was just another plane crash.
And I think really the cabinet, for the most part, I think they get along really well with Elon. I don't think the tensions are high. Look, Elon's a...
I don't know about this text-to-speech stuff, but it did say, when he said Elon at one point, it said Iran. Okay, that was wrong. He said Elon, not Iran. Okay, Z Media officials said Australia introduced hate speech laws based on what is now being confirmed by police as a fake terror plot. Are they going to rescind the laws? I don't know. What do you think? I don't think they will. Real Roberts said, and this is the fact of the century. According to this news article, this is how the United States government was overthrown on November the 3rd, 2020. Report analysis shows fraud in 30 states and more than 2,000 counties had something in common. They had Dominion systems and some software from Smartmatic vote counting systems. You know those machines? Mm-hmm. That could be hacked into from the internet if they were connected. Yeah, apparently. Yeah. No wonder. You know, it's not the signature's not the only reason they're rescinding all the things that Biden did, but it's also because might have been a bit illegal there. Marco Rubio said after a 6-week review, we're officially cancelling 83% of the programs at USAID. The 5,200 contracts that are now cancelled spent tens of millions of dollars in ways that did not serve and in some cases even harmed the core national interests of the United States. In consultation with Congress, we intend for the remaining 18% of programs we are keeping, approximately 1,000, to now be administered more effectively under the State Department. Thank you to Doge and our hardworking staff who worked very long hours to achieve this overdue and historic reform. Elon Musk said, tough but necessary. Good working with you. The important parts of USAID should always have been with the Department of State. Okay, Rosita Diaz said an attack ad has been launched against Prime Minister Anthony Albanese with the theme Weak Woke, Sending You Broke. The West Australian newspaper reports campaign group Advance is preparing to blitz the internet with a brutal new ad reviving the Prime Minister's failures. A former Labor strategist quoted in the same article said of Mr Albanese in 2022, he was the bloke you'd be happy to have a beer with, but in 2025, he's someone who you think is still nice but unreliable and unrelatable. Yeah, weak, woke, sending you broke. Yeah, we don't need advertisements reminding us of government failures. We know. We feel it every day. Here we go. Osha Feldman said President Trump takes a swipe at former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull. I always thought he was weak and an ineffective leader. Donald J. Trump said Malcolm Turnbull, the former Prime Minister of Australia who was always leading that wonderful country from behind, never understood what was going on in China, nor did he have the capacity to do so. I always thought he was a weak and ineffective leader, and obviously Australians agreed with me. Yeah, definitely. Turnbull, he used to work for HSBC, an American banking, and I believe someone in the chat said, was it Lady Stardust? His wife had farmer shares. Yeah. Tells you a lot. Tells you a whole lot. Jeff Kennett said Victoria's Labor government has caused the gas shortage in Victoria by banning exploration of gas until recently. Now they need to import gas to secure gas supplies for Victorian families and businesses. Too little, too late. Too late, too little. Nothing will save Victorians from huge rises in gas prices. Sadly, Victorian industries reliant on gas will become non-competitive. Thank you, Minister Lily D'Ambrosio, for your totally destructive period as Victoria's Energy Minister. Okay, and Chicago Ray said thus far, Pam Bondi has taken down a painting of Joe Biden, Merrick Garland and Kamala Harris from the 7th floor of the DOJ. Does anyone remember 7th floor no more? She's done numerous interviews on Fox News, but not one indictment, subpoena or arrest. Who else wants to see justice? We all want to see it. Why is this happening? And then there's this. Joey Mate, just a reminder. Holy shit, how lives can change very quickly. Always be careful out there, folks. This happened on the Carlisle River Road in the Otways, Victoria. The truck that came around the corner was not driving at a speed that was suited for the road. Especially after a high wind went through the area during the night. The woman was lucky enough to get between the parked truck's cab and trailer to safety. Her car was written off, but was also incapacitated when it went over the tree and fell in front of her. Let's have a look. Where's the truck? Okay, this must be the end of it. Hang on. Don't need so much of the music. Okay, just keep watching. Just watch in the middle here.
Bitches. You on Channel Dave? There, Dave?
That lady was hysterical. She already had something happen to her. And she just then almost got hit by a semi-truck. Holy guacamole, mate. Seriously. And that was because of a tree on the road. She said she ran over it and then went into the ditch, right? And then the truck came around the corner and hit the same tree, and then went smashing into her car. Apparently, she got out of the way. But that would have freaked me the hell out as well, mate. I'd be, I'd be a mess. Driving up and back to the Gold Coast from Mildura, I'm shocked at the amount of idiot truck drivers out there. And I've been in transport for 42 years. Many are good, but it only takes a few. Wow, didn't even see the log on the road till the truck came through. Neither did I. I didn't see it. Okay, that's it there, apparently. It just looks like part of the road. You cannot see it. And the truck may not have been even speeding. Like, he may have been doing the speed limit, which could have been 80 kilometres an hour around here, right? Depending on the road. But, yeah, he's hit this tree. Jeez, mate. Just a reminder, guys, always be careful. Especially in Australia where the trees can fall across the road all the time, they do. The trees are called widow makers because they fall a lot. We have weak trees here in Australia. What side of the road you drive on? We drive on the left side of the road. Yep. Okay, and I think that's the same speech I just played. Colin Rugg said, new Simpsons producer Rick Polizzi forced to demolish his 24-year-old Simpsons-inspired treehouse after the city of LA demanded he permit it like a single-family dwelling. Sounds like in Australia with that little house that the guy made. Thousands of homes burnt down, and this is what LA is worried about, lunacy. Polizzi, I think is that his name, Polizzi, says he's spent $40,000 trying to protect the structure. The producer says he tried to get the right permit, but the city keeps gaslighting him. They say I don't have the right permit for it, but I've been trying to make the treehouse legal forever. The city's not just not having it. Polizzi, I nearly said Pelosi, said to KTLA5. Attorney Paige Gosney says they secured zoning permits in 2023, but can't get building permits from the Department of Building and Safety. Staff want soil reports, structural designs, Americans with Disability Act compliance, and all this stuff that is just kind of absurd, Gosney said. At the end of the day, this is a tree house, and it's an existing tree house that's been there for almost 30 years. And now they're telling him they sound as bad as Australia. Where was this? LA. Yep. This explains a lot. I think Australia's following LA, or LA's following Australia, one of the two. I don't know. Juanita Broderick said, good Lord, I remember when Joe said this, Barack got tested for AIDS. The look on Obama's face. I never saw this before. Have you seen it?
I know Barack got tested for AIDS. There's no shame in being tested for AIDS. It's an important thing because the fact of the matter is in the community's engaged in denial. They're engaged in denial. No one wants to talk about it in the community, and we do not have enough leaders in the community and outside the community demanding we face the reality, confront the men in the community as well as the women, letting them know there are alternatives.
Thank you.
Travis, I just got to make clear, I got tested with Michelle. When we were in Kenya and Africa, so I don't want any confusion here about what's going on.
I don't want anyone to think I was sleeping with other men. Anyway, There you go. Retard Finder found another one. Ready? Oh, it was deleted because Retard Finder found them. Okay, anyway, Retard Finder responded to this person who deleted their post. You stupid retards. Oh, wow. Good on him. It was Sir Jeremy London. Okay, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. comment. This ought to be the final time we change our clocks. Daylight saving is a relic that disrupts our natural rhythms and serves no real purpose in the modern world. We need to end this for good. Okay, I wish they'd do that in Australia. God Save Great Britain said in China thousands of mosques are being torn down as Islam is now considered a mental illness. Is it time for the rest of the world follow this? Really? In China? Really? Anyway, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Just take it with a grain of salt. Miss Smudge said, I don't hate the people who've come here as part of Albo's uncontrolled immigration. I hate the government and the bureaucrats who allow it. But more than that, I hate the white middle-class people who call me a racist for saying we need to stop immigration now. We do. The red-headed libertarian said, I'm going to say it because everyone's thinking it. The naked French feminists all have the weirdest bodies I've ever seen. Do you remember me showing you that, the weird French feminists with, protesting, I don't know what they were protesting. Elon, they were naked. But they had spray paint over them. Okay? I played it yesterday. I think it was yesterday, either that or the day before. If you want to go and see it, I'm not playing it again. I don't want to see it again because it's just pathetic, really. Trump Army said the government has caused division between white and black people for generations. Dear white people, this is my sister. She's got the same beliefs as me. Dear white people, can you be our friend? Of course. Why wouldn't any white people want to be friends? Okay.
Dear white people, this is my sister. She got the same belief as me.
Dear white people, can you be our friend?
That's all we want to know. Can we be friends?
That reminds me of a song. Why can't we be friends? Okay, we can be friends. Everyone can be friends. Everyone's just got to chill out. Bro said, morning retards, huge amount of rain overnight, calming down today, still no power, internet going on 5 days. I've seen so many people helping other people. It's been great to see. Random dudes cutting down trees, blocking roads, etc. Good stuff. Yep, there you go. That's someone who's in the way of a cyclone, by the way. That wasn't a cyclone, really, that hit Australia. Okay, Wyatt says, so what does a president do if he finds out the previous president was not simply unable to carry out his duties, but others were illegally forging his signature? Not only does that render the decisions null and void legally, but doesn't it also mean that there was a coordinated conspiracy to usurp and control the office of the President of the United States? Sounds like sedition. Who reckons that Obama's going to be arrested first? Who was sitting in the basement controlling Joe, hey? Senator Babbitt said Christian men must rise not only as spiritual warriors but as defenders of their nation and their people. This means rejecting the lie of globalism, resisting mass immigration and refusing to surrender your culture, your land and your future. Then we have Julian's Rum. Breaking NFL WR Odell Beckham Jr. has been named as a defendant in Ashley Parham's amended complaint against Diddy. As a reminder, Odell Beckham Jr. was caught on video where Justin Bieber appears to be performing oral on him. Down here. Okay. Poor Justin, I feel sorry for him. Okay, Clown World said breaking, Trudeau out, WF puppet in, we know. Alexandra Marshall said, I just heard Tony Abbott here in Australia repeat the same dangerous misconceptions about free speech online as the hopeless Peter Dutton. He suggested in a recent interview that social media should be treated as a publisher instead of a platform. This demonstrates once again how unbelievably ignorant the highest and most respected levels of the political class are when it comes to the digital world and the future of our God-given right to communication. Turning social media into publishers would be like making the council responsible for what you said to your mate walking down the street, or insisting they edit and sign off on the legality of everything said by citizens in the park. To turn social media into publishers is to bury them, which is what the elite conservatives really want. They want to push MSN back to the top spot because they were the plaything of the major parties. I cannot stress how tired I am of this level of ignorance from the people who command control of the conservative movement. Yeah, because they're not really conservative. They're liberal, liberals acting as conservatives. Anthony Albanese. Do I really want to read this? The power is out at the Disaster Relief Australia headquarters here in Hendra. Well, are you trying to power it with bloody windmills and solar panels, mate? But the volunteers are still getting vital equipment to where it's most needed. You know what he did? He went for a photo shoot. That's what he did. That's all this is Anthony Albanese pretending to listen. He has no idea, okay? Pretending to be right at the scene of it all. No idea. They have no idea what they're doing, and they're just getting in the way. Catherine Deeves Morgan said many Australian voters appear to welcome becoming a supermajority communist nation. They seem to not care we're woefully underprepared for a Chinese military invasion. They seem to enjoy safetyism, rules, fines, mandatory jail sentences, the police state, being criminalised for hurty words or thoughts in their head. They seem to love being castigated for being white, colonial, descendant, heteronormative, heterosexual or aspirational. They seem to not care that their children will not be able to afford a home in the town they grew up in if they have kids at all. They seem to be happy inviting millions of people who take from the government without putting in and who want to colonise and destroy our once great Anglo-Australian history and culture and replace it with their own. They're happy to sacrifice arable land in favour of green teal fever dream of net zero renewables, making our food supply chain dangerously and foolishly reliant on imports and costing taxpayers trillions in subsidies. They are happy for new arrivals to have the best in free medical and dental care, while native-born, elderly and new parents can't get a GP appointment for weeks and specialist care for years. They are very happy celebrating and lionising a primitive pagan religion about rainbow serpents and songlines, even when it destroys industry and mining and puts them last for jobs, scholarships and government assistance if they aren't born into or identify as that protected class, which is Aboriginal. What happened? Was it the soy, the fluoride, the jab, decades of socialist indoctrination in schools and universities? Or do people think the good times just keep rolling as long as we are kind, inclusive, welcoming of all and sundry, saying our welcome to country prayer at every opportunity, and destroying our reliable, affordable, abundant energy won't matter because we are net zero? Labor's third thumping WA election win has ramifications for years to come. Labor have won in WA. Don't ask me how. I don't know if the people are even thinking. God help them. Craig Kelly said, does anyone know why in Australia the Bureau of Meteorology uses a different scale to that of the International Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale to categorise cyclones? For example, why is a cyclone with a sustained wind speed of 119 kilometres an hour rated as a Category 3 by the Bureau of Meteorology, yet in the USA a hurricane with sustained wind speed of 199 kilometres per hour is rated a Category 1? Why would the Bureau of Meteorology set up a different scale which pushes cyclones in Australia into a higher category? Okay, why? Why do they do this? Australian Tropical Cyclone Intensity Scale. Number 5 is less than 107 kilometres an hour with 151 kilometre gusts. What do we got here? A Category 5 is less than 70 miles per hour. 157. Okay, 252 kilometres per hour because we do kilometres, right? So I'll do it that way. You can see the miles for yourself. There's miles there and there's miles per hour there. A Category 5 is 107, less than 107 kilometre an hour. No, I'm reading it fucking completely wrong, guys. Just disregard the last mumbling 2 minutes of what I've said. 198 kilometres per hour. It's here. These are what are they? Knots. Shit, you can work it out. Look at the screen. Take a picture and you can work it out. Anyway, it's way off, right? Okay? Way off. We've got a 198. They got 252. What have we got for category 4? 159 to 198. Theirs is 209 to 251. So our cyclone is not even really a category 5. Am I reading this wrong? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. You can take a screenshot if you want. You can read it. Because I'm fucking hopeless. Sorry. Okay. Laverne Spicer said, let me get on with it. Laverne Spicer said, okay, let me see if I got this fucking shit right? AOC had a motherfucking Colombian illegal for a campaign aid. She used the power of her office to help him get a social security number. She gave his ass a job. She paid him $80,000 a year. And the motherfucking illegal aid helped that heifer get a $2.1 billion fund that gave 15,000 relief checks to illegals that was excluded from federal pandemic aid. Can somebody please explain to me why this witch ain't being investigated and arrested? What happened to all that nobody's above the law bullshit? We all want to see it. Yep. I think we're going to have to start seeing something shortly, or people are going to start standing up and creating havoc. Mainly on Twitter, saying, where's the Epstein list? Lozzie B said leftist trolls mass reporting centre right accounts. Sue Ellen W. from the Trumpet of Patriots Party here in Australia may become the latest victim of the radical left. Her account has been restricted and comments hidden. Sue Ellen has also been receiving threats over the last 24 hours from some seriously deranged and unhinged people. This has been happening to a lot of centre-right accounts lately due to the intolerance of the radical left and their woke agenda. They are mass reporting accounts and posts with opposing views and violently threatening those they disagree with. Remember to watch out for one another on here, defend your ex-tribe and warn others of leftist trolls that are causing issues. Because the account of the Trump of Patriots have been officially temporarily restricted. Okay? So that just makes me want to follow her. So there you go. Way to go, guys. The more you censor, the more they get. Elon Musk said, true, they can now hate us for free. Alice Smith said international groups that hate the US are now suddenly annoyed at the US for ceasing to fund their political hobbies. US aid. Okay. And I read that one. And Brianna Morello said the United States has informed its allies that it will not be taking part in military exercises in Europe. The Swedish newspaper Expressen states that this decision pertains to exercises still in the planning stage. As a result, NATO nations will need to organise their exercises without the involvement of the US military, which is the most significant force within the alliance. When they say exercises, right, they don't mean exercises. They mean they're planning to start something, okay? That's what that means. When you say military exercise, I think planning on starting something. Sarah Victoria said, why is it so hard for people to admit certain cultures? Yeah, I've read that yesterday. There you go, another 1 hour and 23 minutes today, guys. Let me read the comments. Okay. Hello, Lady Stardust. Real Housewife of Margaritaville said, Elon's so funny. J1 said, out to lunch like Obama's chef. Hang on. Why did you delete? Hang on. Deb, did you time out Real Housewives of Margaritaville? How do I get her back? She didn't say anything wrong there. I read the comment. I believe Deb has... anyway, Real Housewife of Margaritaville said, Paid for bad behaviour, smack my head. Yeah, exactly. Real Housewife of Margaritaville said, I pray everyone involved is held legally accountable. Out to lunch said, no, J1, need no help swimming and being a chef. He could have eaten less than 30 minutes before swimming. That may have been a mistake to timing that out. Out to lunch said, no, J1, no, need no help swimming and being a chef. He could have eaten less than 30 minutes before swimming. Yeah, I think it might have been by mistake. Yes, Deb accidentally deleted the Real Housewife of Margaritaville's comment. So that was not meant to happen. Real Housewife of Margaritaville, I hope you're still here. God love you. Okay. Yeah, I pray everyone's involved is held legally accountable too, Real Housewife. Out to lunch said, no, read that one, sorry. Del, how you going, Del? Good to see ya. Del said, got along fine without Webb for decades, fixed bayonets and never surrender, said the wild colonial boy. Yes. Out to lunch said, who will clean your house? Del said, Deb, good evening, Debs. Hope you're having a good day. J1 said she sounds and looks like Bill Gates, that weird lady. Yes. That was calling for, she was one of the people that were doing things to disrupt Elon Musk. Out to lunch said, that dude has a feminine voice. Yeah, Real Housewife, isn't that harassment? I believe so. A Real Housewife said, I'm tired of Ukraine and their BS. Yes, exactly. I think a lot of it is BS myself. Out to lunch said those 20 million dead thought to be alive probably all voted Democrat. Yes, exactly. Even the ones under 11 years old, I don't know. Flyby Stu said, E-I-E-I-O. Is that what you were saying? J1 said Rommel admired the way Aussies use their bayonets. Del said that EU flag is the Fourth Reich. J1 said Byron Bay, never go or you may never come back. 67 unsolved missing persons and deaths. I heard something about that, J1. I've recently watched a true crime thing on that. J1 said police cover up much. Yes, because a lot of don't a lot of backpackers and that go to Byron Bay? Yeah, and then possibly go missing and no one knows whatever happened to them. No chance of human trafficking at all, would there? No, of course not. Okay, out to lunch said, wow. That's 69 and I owe too. Randy said metric conversion of 69 is 181. Out to lunch said 789. Right, get it? 789. 789. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get over these numbers. Have you ever heard the racehorse one? 1-1 was a racehorse, 2-2 was 1-2, 1-1-1-1 race, and 2-2-1-1-2. Oh my God. Anyway, that's old Aussie humour there from somewhere, I don't know where. Sal said, g'day, having a great chat, folk. How you going, Sal? Okay, Del said, Mr. Dark Storm, how's about $1 million into all with less than $1 million in the bank? Then I'll believe you. Fred said, hi, how you going? How you going, Fred? Out to lunch said, grand old Opry hee-haw. Hee-haw. Oh, Del said, ex in UK showing too much child grooming, gang truths, and daily newcomer rapists trying to do kids on the daily. Trying to attack kids on the daily, sorry. Del said, Zionists are all forms of worship. Zal said, the government have always been fitting us up. J1 said, why do high-up pigs look like vampires? I don't know. Out to lunch said, my high school band played on the grand old Opry. Good times. Flyby said, what's happening, George? Del said, look up diddlers, not drug crimes, so called war on drugs is a joke. Yeah, it is. It always was. The war, look, I've always said the war on anything is, it normally produces more of that thing. Like the war on terror produced more terror. The war on drugs produces more drugs. Can we have a war on money where it produces more money? that we the people can have, you know? Always wondered that. MJ said, call him babe. Out to lunch said, integrity is doing the right thing even if you're not being watched. Exactly. Zal said, expose what's left of all the cabal loyalists. Once that happens, the world's going to shift. That's what I reckon. Let the Epstein files come out. That'll expose most of them. J1 said the caravan full of explosives was a fake terror story. Well, I'll be. Right. Fucking again. Yeah, exactly. Hey, MJ, how you going? Good to see you, by the way. Have I said hello to everyone? Okay, out to lunch said, bind the dip and ride the wave. Yeah, apparently. Lady Stardust said, remember during the COVID years, John Howard was hospitalised with appendicitis and never heard from again. Interesting. Wonder if he's gone now. MJ said, no one thinks crimes against humanity. You do that. I don't know. Cut off power. J1 said, Doug is digging a hole. Deb said, keep the bastards honest was the cry. Out to lunch said, are these emojis evil? I don't know. Out to lunch. I try not to read too much into any of that, hand signs, and I'm still looking at it, but I'm trying not to read too much into them. J1 said, Lambie, another stooge. MJ said, Day Wong again. Yep. Paranormal Oz said, hey, Hev, love the show. Hope you're well. You too, Paranormal Oz. Good to see ya. Out to lunch said George. George is involved. There's a Georgia in Ukraine, I think. Is that what you're talking about, out to lunch? Out to lunch said Soros. Paranormal Oz said, what do we call the chat, Hevites? I don't know. Awakened people. I don't know. You're awake. You know what's going on. If you know what's going on and you're watching me, you're awake. Not woke, as opposed to woke, okay? Alex, how you going? Just realised I was live. God love ya. Sal said that caravan was located in Dural. Is it a semi-rural yuppie suburb? Yes, it is, actually, Zal. It is a semi-rural yuppie suburb, yes. You have to have a lot of money to live in Dural, okay? Paranormal Oz said, hi, Deb, how are you? Everyone's saying hello. MJ said it's Gem. Jem. Sal said, look at all those collective individual retards on the retard finder. Yes. We should just do one show of going through retard finders X posts. I'm sure we'll find a lot of them. Deb said, I'm great, thanks, Paranormal Oz. Out to lunch said, even a skunk has a white streak. Yep. Out to lunch said, I learned that when I was 4 or 5. Paranormal Oz asked how long ago that was, Zal. Real Housewife said, Ukraine is just a bloody money laundering. Exactly. That's why they don't want it to end, and that's why our Prime Minister just sent even more money over there. He's probably hoping he gets it back in his pocket, and most of it goes to whoever's arranging all these deep state activities. Zal said, yes, Paranormal Oz, not far for the Cabal Stooges to go to organise the BS bomb setup. Exactly. Deb said, oh, my God, the colour hair helps us identify them. Yep, exactly. Stay away from those bright colours, guys. Alex just said hello to everyone. That's a miracle, mate. I can't do that. Oh, my God. Alex is quick, mate. Paranormal Oz said, that's good to hear. Thanks, Deb. I'm doing well. Thanks, just on my way to work in the rain. And Deb said, hello, beautiful Alex. Everyone's saying hello. Deb said, I still have a smile on my face from yesterday, Alex. Out to lunch said, here, kitty, kitty. I almost said caught it, but it stopped and waited for me, Now, skunk is one of my favourite smells. What? Alex said, and hey to anyone that I may have missed, I can't scroll up any further. Paranormal Oz said, haha, soy boy, funniest word. Zal said, they're all simps. Haha, Hev. Deb said, send them. Yeah, send them all to Ukraine or to fight. Alex said, oh, me too, just replied to your email, Deb. Sal said, Pam's easy on the eye, though. Yeah, she might be easy on the eye, but we're waiting for the actual information. Deb said, yeah, I just finished reading it. Thanks, sweetie. Paranormal Oz said, I can punch things and people, but I'm trying to be a gentleman these days. That's the best way to be. Yeah, try not to punch anyone or anything. If you can help it, you know. Yeah, I do not ever condone violence, okay? I never do. I don't like it, so that's for YouTube as well. Okay, I don't though. I don't condone violence. I don't like violence, but you know, like, yeah, I think there's certain times, like if you're in the army, you know, obviously. MJ said she be on something or someone. Paranormal Oz said, thanks, Alex. And Wells. Lady Stardust said Pam Bondi was Florida AG and ignored the Epstein files back then. Yeah, that explains a lot. Paranormal Oz said, shit, really? That's crazy. Alex said, yeah, hopefully it's a non-copyright piece of music. I see loads of other channels playing videos of music. They shouldn't single people out. Alex, but they do. Yeah, how many channels have I had so far? Because they get me any way they can. Because if they can't get me for saying the wrong thing, they'll go at it another way and they'll go the copyright or, you know. Paranormal Oz said exactly, Alex, poor Hev. Deb said just sad. Sal said Malcolm Turdbull is a devious nut. He is nasty. Yes, he really is. Out to lunch said cronies. Lady Stardust said Turnbull pushed the no jab, no pay. Yeah, exactly. Sal said it would hurt his share portfolio. Exactly. Out to lunch said all working to screw the people. Yes, they are. In every country. Zena said, I'm getting tired of these lavish dinners these politicians go to at our expense. How many wine glasses? Yeah, exactly. Yep. And they get to eat their, like, Wagyu beef and their, like, lobster and drink their freaking Dom Perignon. And what do we get? Bangers and mash. Bangers and mash. Sausages and potatoes. Okay. I love them, though. Sausages and potatoes, they're great. So you said, I'm getting tired. Oh, yeah, I read that one. J1 said, cops love the authority they don't possess. Yes, exactly. Sal said, Elon is Werner von Braun's child. Well, seeing it's Elon 2.0, there's a new actor in there doing the job. Deb said, in bed, same animal. I've been trying to explain not to vote for the top parties. Yep. Lady Stardust said, Trump says to the camera, the plane is about to land. You'll have so much money, you won't know what to do with it. Ooh. Let's hope so. Out to lunch said millions or billions. MJ said, well, that's why Warner did a video for the Mormons way back. Family way back. Gracias. Yeah. J1 said, the main reason I don't vote is because I won't enter contract with scum. And Deb said, any excuse. Gen X said the explosion in Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas Day was because some of those machines were sitting downtown in Nashville over the holidays. Really? Deb said there's so much to go through with all the shenanigans that have been going on. Yeah, how you going, Gen X? Gen Z. I can't read anymore. I hit my head the other day. It just must have knocked, you know, a couple more brain cells off. Jay said Albanese. Sherry said, saying hello to everyone. Fixing dinner for your family. Oh, nice. J1 said Turnbull owns the rights to Playboy. Does he really? MJ said, Sherry, what did you make for dinner? Oh, yeah, I'm hungry. Pity you couldn't send it through the computer. I'd have some. Sorry, I had to cough then. Okay, hopefully I just muted that. Okay, Deb said, not a problem, our Sherry. Zena said, what did Julie Bishop say? But he is very good looking. Malcolm Turnbull? Nah, he's not good looking at all. Zena said, sorry, in and out chat when I can. No worries, Zena, it's good to see you anyway. J1 said, Zena Bishop would jump scare every time it looked in the mirror. Sherry said, just a veggie and cheddar cheese stir fry with rolls, MJ. I've been busy all day cleaning out my fire pit. I'm tired. Oh, that's good enough, mate. Seriously. Out to lunch said, dash cams. I've got two. I've got one. I've got to put it in my car. Deb said, I'm sure South Australia spent a lot of money to make a desalination plant because we were running out of fresh water. but I think it's become a white elephant. Yes, they did that in Sydney, Deb, and it's been sitting there for 10, 15, 20 years, empty, not being used. Yeah, we have a desalination plant in Sydney. Yeah, Alex said, oh, wow, I hope that woman is okay. Yeah, she was okay, apparently. Randy said, just finished supper, steak, shrimp, and salad, but she'd be freaking I'd be hysterical, to put it that way, right? I'd be like making sure I'm breathing and touching my own body, going, am I still alive, or did I die just then? And I think I'm still alive. Oh, hang on. Randy said, just finished supper, steak, shrimp, and salad. Oh, my God, Randy. You always make good meals, and you always make me bloody hungry. I've got to go and eat shortly. Alex said, that's so scary. MJ said, sounds yum, Sherry. J1 said, Deb, desalination, new name for money laundering. Yes. Deb said, oh, my God. Zal said, Turnbull is just another in a long line of nasty cabal grifters from loyalist bloodlines. Definitely. Out to lunch said, Final Destination. Now, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, that clip, Final Destination, mate. She was so lucky. I'd be going and buying a lottery ticket after that one. And then again, no, they're rigged. Lotteries are rigged. Don't buy a lottery ticket. But you know what I mean. J1 said, I've noticed I've become cynical. Lol. Yeah, I'm very cynical. I'm cynical of all of these people. Out to lunch said, what side you drive on? We drive on the left here in Australia. In America, you drive on the right. So when I show my intro, you're probably thinking, you're on the wrong side of the road. MJ said, I hate that movie. Log trucks freaked me out. Pipe trucks, yes, they do. Oh, no, MJ, I watched that too. And then now every log truck I go past, I look at it. And I try and, like, if I'm overtaking it, I try and get ahead as quick as I can without without doing anything wrong, right? Because I don't do anything wrong. Without doing anything wrong, I'll get past that truck as quick as I can. Okay. Alex said, I thought she was still in the car until you played it back. Don't know why he was going so fast, though, around a bend to not slow down enough to stop, although it looks like a 60-mile-an-hour road. Yeah, well, small, quiet roads out the back in the middle of nowhere like that are normally 80, right? So, yeah, there's just a tree in the way. No one's seen the tree. Zeta said he did well to miss the woman. Alex said, I'm not too bad, thank you. I hope you're well. Zeta said, trees falling are the biggest killer in Tassie. Someone told me. Put me off bushwalking. Out to lunch said, drove a log truck a couple of times for a logger. Deb's laughing left. Zena said, yes, Alex, drying out here. Zal said, probably a female DEI hire that has taken issue against a treehouse. Probably. Yeah, making that man pull his treehouse down. MJ said, awesomeness, man. Zal said, that's the original Beleeden speaking. MJ said, Hillary probably gave it to them all. Zena said he loves to point. All the Democrats do. How many times did he point with Michelle? Yeah. Deb said he sounds different, Biden. Yeah, he does, doesn't he? He doesn't sound like the Biden that we saw the last 4 years. Zal said Michael. Yeah, Michael Obama. Yep. Big Mike. Out to lunch said there is a city called Hawaii in Kenya, I think. Yeah, there's a lot of places and suburbs that you may have in other countries. We have a Texas in Australia. It's a suburb. And it's in Queensland, I think. So, like, we all share these little things here and there, right? So it's very interesting. Deb said, and then Biden became his bitch. Big Michael. Zal said, China's south has a big Muslim population. Yeah, but were they the Uyghurs? Because the Uyghurs apparently the Uyghur Muslims were not a problem. I don't know, though. J1 said population replacement. MJ said men with boobs. Deb said just Big Mike is the only man he'll sleep with. Deb said can't see it helping. Del said some confused women in France, swastikas and hammers and sickles. Yeah, exactly. Zal said Todd Rund. I can't say that. Oh, can we still be friends? Oh, yes, yes, yes. That's the song. Deb said, nah, don't need to see it again. Yeah, we don't need to see the naked ladies again, the French ladies. Even though they had body paint all over them, you know, it was just pathetic. No one needs to see that, okay? No one needs to see anyone naked for that matter, really, okay? Unless you're in a bedroom somewhere with your partner, no one cares. Go away. Well, we care because, I mean, it's in front of children and that. We don't want children being exposed to that shit. But anyway, Alex said, great news. Hopefully it didn't cause too much damage, Zena. Deb said, yes, we can be friends. Just look at small children. Everyone is their friend, yeah. J1 said, thumbs it up. It's free. Thank you, guys. Thumbs it up. Sal said, Tony Abbott's another cabal stooge. They all are. Tony Abbott's missus work for the Rothschilds. So when people started saying, Tony Abbott's all right, I'm like, sure about that? Sal said, they're not ignorant or out of touch. It's all deliberate. Zena said, no, Alex, nothing here, but the other side of the mountains copped it pretty bad. Zena said, I'm probably stuck up here for another 3 days. Oh, God, love you, Zena. Yeah, Deb said, thumbs up for our Hev. Show her we appreciate all the hard work, bringing us the news. The insane, crazy news. But meanwhile, don't worry, everything will be all right, okay? I'm telling you now. I promise you. Sal said, Albo's are despicable. See you in the NT. Yes, he is. Randy said, I hit like before listening. Oh, God, love you, Randy. Thank you. Zena said, apparently they were pulling up fake storm footage of a cyclone somewhere else last year. Yeah, I showed that on my live yesterday or the day before. Don't know. Okay, Randy said, I know. I like it before I start. Out to lunch said, Deb, I'll change my thumbs up to a down so it doesn't feel left out. Del said, Singapore in 1941, ring a bell, male, straight, and take no shit. Real men, they hate you. Sal said, new arrivals also get preferential housing and new cars too, as well as $10,000 plus handouts, phones, and Clayton's jobs. The jobs you have when you're not really having a job, right? When you don't really have a job. Those type of jobs. Yeah, they do. They get housing, new cars, and $10,000 to furnish their homes and stuff. They do. But we get nothing. We get shit on. J1 said sleepwalkers. Out to lunch said, Randy, did you bring teacher an apple? 2? Suck up. What? Sal said they have to be rigging these. I think they are. I really do. I think those machines are still in use. And as we just seen in my report today, that those machines could be quite dodgy enough to tip 2020 election. I don't know. Dell said cavalry won't ride unicorns to take Bashir's Wells, Yabowsi, inbred toff pommy wankers. Randy said, no, she liked me because I knew all the correct answers. Out to lunch said, I see my meme in my head when I typed that. Thanks, Randy. Deb said, Heb's funny as. Randy said, meme me. Menacing Muskrat, how you going? Good to see ya. Alex said, yep. What's that? YJ's awful. Especially if it's man-made. Sending prayers to anyone who was caught up in it all. Rod, how you going? Good to see ya. Deb said, I'll be going to hydrotherapy to Just So Lovely. Oh, nice. Hydrotherapy's good. Sal said, AOC's being left until last. Sal said, AOC needs to get in the kitchen and learn how to cook. Yes, she does. I'm sure she doesn't know how to cook. I could be wrong, but I don't think she does. Where was I up to? Way back. Okay. Shit, well, I'm way back. Okay, here. Jesus. Oh, no, I'm way back. I'm way back. Way. Yeah, I'm about to go and make some sausages, believe me. Where was I up to? Jeez. Oh, here. Out to lunch said there is illegal aliens working where Donna works. I'm thinking the company steals IDs or something. Wow. Rod said, Alex always kind of late to the party. Better late than never. Zena said, AOC needs to stop wearing that bright red lipstick while she's at work. Alex said, that's not why Jay's fingers were on the wrong place on the keyboard. Zena? MJ's laughing. Randy said, thanks. Alex said, don't worry, I missed about 45 minutes as I didn't realise Hev was live. Yeah. I wasn't going to go live and just, sometimes it's just easier to do the live stream than it is to make the video. MJ said, man-made VJs are no bueno anyway. Mm-hmm. Yeah, out to lunch. Remember Mohap? Michelle Obama has a P. Yes. Alex said, you can't undo it, Hev. Maybe it was by mistake. And Deb said, oh, so sorry. I put my phone under my ass. Oh, no. Oh, Deb. And Deb said, please forgive me. Real Housewives said, no worries. And Zena said, I think I meant AOC, Alex. Out to lunch said, I deleted my posts. Alex said, yeah, sometimes if you click the 3 dots, you can do it if you still have the phone screen on and sit on it. Deb said, so sorry, please, I did not do it deliberately. It's all right, Deb. MJ said, shit happens, Deb. Deb said, I'm cooking. Out to lunch said, wrenches are human too. Deb said, shit, now burning the sausage. Oh, no, Deb, don't burn the sausage. Put your phone down, just listen. Sal said, oh, my goodness, Deb, the chips. Out to lunch said, it's tough having a wrench. Yeah. Alex said, I've done it before, ages ago, by mistake, Deb. Alex said, oh, no, not the sausages, Deb. Zena said, yeah, Hev, lots. Yeah, Alex, shit happens. Exactly. Zena said, lots of Hollywood people there too. Deb said, I put my phone under my arm. Oh, your arm. I thought you meant your ass. Whoops. Sorry about that, Deb. Out to lunch said, Spanner people, the blue troop. Zena said, if it looks like a duck. Yeah. Menacing Muskrat said, war on love produces more love. Yes. Alex said, it's annoying you can't turn off the phone screen to just listen to YouTube if you're doing stuff around the house, working, etc. Rod said, prohibition here in the States on alcohol worked great, laugh my ass off. Yeah, exactly. Out to lunch said, when I work like the boss is watching, so if he watches, they'll be impressed. There you go. It's the way to do it. I work like I want to get things done. That's what I do. When I work like I want to get things done. Because I do, pretty much, I want to get the day over with. So let's go, get into it. And the harder you go into it, the more time flies, right? The next time you look at that clock, it's bloody hours later. Zena said, gone into Gitmo maybe. MJ said, I got a cheap small picture frame holder from Dollar Store, one for each room, and listen as I go. There you go. Alex said, if it looks like a duck, it could be a Statue of Liberty, Zena. Remember that? I couldn't see properly. And I kept thinking that the duck was a Statue of Liberty, the duck emoji, right? Because that's how bad my eyesight is. Zena said, disappeared like Harold Holt. Deb said, I have banned myself too. MJ said, fits phone perfect. There you go. It's a good idea, MJ. Out to lunch said, Rod, yeah, killed a bunch of folks. Zena said, hospitals are scary these days, Hotel California. Rod said, out to lunch helped the mob a lot. Zena said, just having my last cup of coffee till I can get down the mountain. Wish me luck, lols. Good luck, Zena. Out to lunch said, Alex, the duck needs a head on its back, though. Alex said, good luck, dear, Zena. Out to lunch said, the war on drugs gave cops something to do. And Deb said, I hope she can forgive me. Oh, I'm sure it's all right, Deb. Zena said, what about the signs? Speed kills, nothing like keeping you focused on fear. Exactly. Yeah, and here, I don't know if you got them up there, Zena, but we got now these little signs that have two cars crashing into each other. And it has a count since last accident or fatality. I don't know. But they're making sure that you know. Yep. They are actually, it's worse. Don't do that to people. Exactly, Zena. Rod said an unwinnable war for sure. Zena said life kills. It's true. Yep, we all have to die sometime. Out to lunch said dope slingers made back or died, thugs buying expensive cars with cash. Make bank, not back. Okay, yep. Out to lunch said life is subject to change without notice. Exactly. Shannon said, I didn't know Hev was on. I know, I always sneak in here, don't I? I only gave like a half an hour, 40-minute warning. Stu said, was waiting to check out Hev Shiner. Ah, yeah. No, it's not that bad, actually. It's tiny. I thought it was going to be worse than it is. It was a hard hit, but a very small bump. So there you go. Zena said, a time to kill, a time to build up. Remember that old song, Turn, Turn, Turn? No, I don't remember that, Zena. Alex said, yes, of course. I'm sure they won't mind. It was a mistake. Don't worry about it, Deb. Studio said, g'day, Alex and everyone. Shannon said, g'day from the Riverlands, South Australia. How you going, Shannon? Yeah, I snuck in here, mate. I do it a lot. Out to lunch said, but remember all events in your life brought you to this moment now, and even now. Hi, me too. Yep, exactly. Sal said, never fear, Mr. Spear is here. Menacing Muskrat says, Shannon, how's socks? Zena said, fluoride, no water. That's what we get. Yep. Rod said, Zena, isn't that the truth? Alex said, hey, Shannon, I didn't either. I did text you, but I thought you may be sleeping, ready for work, so I didn't message again, as I didn't want to disturb you. Yeah, Zal said, sell. Zena said, remember being gaslit about the colonists poisoning the flour for the Aboriginals? What do they think they're doing to us now? All of us, exactly. Shannon said, socks is out and about, probably under a tree. Menacing Muskrat said, yep, keeping the pineal gland calcified, Zena, with the fluoride, yep. Deb said, I hope she knows she's very much wanted here, Real Housewives. Yes, she is. Zena said, that's what Julie said when asked if he was a good choice, out of her own mouth, stored in my memory. There you go. Out to lunch said, Donna went to get on laptop. Our cat came and laid right in front on the table. The cats do that, don't they? They love laying on my keyboard because I touch it a lot and it smells like me and they love it. Out to lunch said, I told Donna, welcome to Hev's world. Exactly. Alex said, I need to go back after and watch the first 45 minutes. Lol. Zeta said, yeah, Anna Blight started one in Queensland, but that disappeared somewhere. MJ said, Deb, you are lovely. We know it was a genuine mistake. We have a new Margaritaville on Cape Cod, MA. MJ said it's a getaway and has indoor water park, helps with winter blahs. Oh, nice. Zena said, I think that truck did well to make it through that narrow gap he had to manoeuvre at that speed after running over a tree. I think he did well too. Zal said, did anyone hear the tree fall? If a tree falls in the forest, does anyone hear? No, Zal, we didn't hear the tree fall. It was already fallen and the lady had already run over it by the time the camera switched on because the truck was pulling up to see if the lady was all right. And she said, I just ran over that tree and it put me in the ditch. And then the truck came around the corner while we were all watching and also hit that tree and just missed everyone else. Out to lunch said, I know you all drive on the left, but I was wondering in the video, I'm blindish, I couldn't tell. Yeah, he was coming around on the right-hand side, so like we would be driving on the left, and from his direction coming at us, he would be driving on his left as well. Zena said only its tree relatives would hear it fall. Deb said South Africa has an Adelaide too. There you go. Out to lunch said if there's no one to hear the air vibration, then no. MJ said I think it's cool Texas there. Yep, we do have a Texas in Queensland or near Queensland. We also have a Portland, not far from me. Out to lunch said E-Tron Yeo. Shannon said, but they're black. What? Sal said, damn cuffers. MJ said, streakers are fun though. Out to lunch said, tree cousins and cousins too. Menacing Muskrat said the documents that Biden allegedly signed were signed by an automatic signature, but when Biden resigned, he signed for real. Yeah, I played that yesterday or the day before. Menacing Muskrat on the live. It has jumped again. Okay, I'm here somewhere. Zena said performance art cooked up in a visual arts degree classroom. Yep. Zena said those topless protesters. Shannon said socks just came in. Deb said, what's funny is that thumbs down help with traffic as well. It does. Thumbs up or thumbs down doesn't worry me because it all helps. It's all interaction and YouTube love it. Menacing Muskrat said, what? Oh, how old is socks nowadays? Zena said they stand outside shopping centres and railway stations and push pushing NGOs save the children bullshit. Yes. Zena said, what is a Clayton's? That's what a Clayton's job is. Yeah, the job you have when you're not having a job. Because Clayton's was an alcohol here in Australia, and it was non-alcoholic alcohol. Yeah, it was non-alcoholic beverage that tasted a bit like alcohol, and it was the drink you have when you're not having a drink, right? So that's what they mean by a Clayton's. Okay, Deb said 10:19 a.m. Adelaide, South Australia. Looks grey. It looks grey here too, Deb. Menacing Musgrave said, Hev, I'm sending you an email. R.E. Hillary and JFK Jr. Very interesting. Cool. Deb said, I'll put my phone in my pocket. Deb said he doesn't like hearing the phone, so I keep an earphone in. I'm tied to earphones a lot. Yep. Alex said, I thought MJ said sit, as in phone was under the arse. That's what I thought too. Oh, Deb, you mean? Stuart said, hello, just woke up to make a cup of tea. How you going, Stuart? Good to see you. Oh, sorry. Yep, MJ did say that. Sorry. I thought you meant Deb sit on the phone. But yeah, I do that often too, and then God knows what I'm doing to people. Shannon said, yeah, sure, Deb, we know the real reason you have the phone set to vibrate. Oh, Shannon. Deb said, and the lipstick too. Out to lunch, said, a bit confused. Don't expect from getting hooked in junior kids like my new ones playing quality right now, so they use video when X your zombie. Out to lunch, said, ABC's text. Do you see it? No? Dolores, how you going? Zal said those signs with the cars crashing on them should read. Time since Daniel Andrews was here. Yeah, they should, shouldn't they? Shannon said, did you get a lightning show last night, Debs? Deb said, I'd be crushed, so sending her so much love, Real Housewives. Zena said, I think they forget there used to be a horrific accidents over Easter time. They gave you yearly statistics, etc. Now crickets. Yep. Zena said, just a fine in the mail from a hidden camera. Oh, great. Menacing Muskrat Sam said, remember the song Hard-Headed Woman? Yeah, wasn't that Cat Stevens, was it? Was it? I don't know. You can let me know. Deb said, yes, Shannon. It was really cool. Out to lunch said, burger, hi. Oh. Deb said, looking out the window, it looks like it could get moist. Zena said, to everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time for every purpose under heaven. Sal said, the birds. Alex said that, I saw that Real Housewife of Margaritaville wrote that it was all good, Deb. Alex said there are lots of places in Oz and US that are named after places in the UK. Definitely, there is. Stu, you said no, Alex, it's the other way around. Just because they were named first means nothing. Alex said it's all engagement. Zena said, Alex, even Ipswich, it was going to be the capital, but they couldn't get the ships up the river. Out to lunch said, Hev, do you see the thumbs down? Not us, though. No, I don't see any thumbs down. It won't tell me till I finish the stream. Nowhere here. It just says I got 41 likes. Thanks, guys. That's a good amount. Love that. Out to lunch said, how can someone say they don't want to listen to our Hev? Oh, well, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, so I get that some people might not want to. Alex said, yeah, I know, nothing new under the sun. Everything seems copied and pasted. Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Stu. How are you? Deb said, I don't answer the phone when it rings, Shannon. I rarely hear my phone, man. It messages me, people ring me, and I miss freaking everything. Studio said, okay, Muskie, how are you? It's because I don't like the ring. I can't handle it, man. I don't like things beeping at me anymore. Out to lunch said the sentence was alphabet. Oh, was it? Deb said she is getting here. Out to lunch said a bit could and on ABC words. Zal says there's a reason why those places' names are duplicated. Shannon said 2 ships carrying aviation fuel have crashed and are on fire. Looks like they had it on autopilot and no one was on watch, and the other vessel was at anchor in the shipping lane. Was that in the Suez Canal? Alex said, interesting. Is that close to Canberra, Zena? J1 said, Hev doesn't waffle on like other channels I watch. Some just put me to sleep with the waffling. Del said, Lewisham in Australia too. Yes, it's a suburb of Sydney. Zena said, no love, the capital of Queensland. Deb said, Shannon, get it? Shannon said, off Humber River. Zena said, about 1,000 k's away from Canberra. Menacing Muskrat said, had a rough night last night, doing better today, Stu. Zena said, the Matrix is fresh out of ideas. Del said, formerly Lewisham, UK, now Lewishamistan. Alex said, you can see thumbs down in YouTube Studio, which I think you can still go into while live, but not sure as I've never tried it. Yeah, this is a screen I have while I'm live, so I can see all the comments and everything. Out to lunch said, I give likes, so I know I've watched it. Alex said, I see, Zena. And Zena said, they normalised recycling and rebranding because they knew we would get to this point, fresh out of ideas. Sal said, played a gig at the Lewisham Hotel back in the day. Del said, North Coast, Scotland, the ship's 1 Yankee, 1 UK. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alex said, hope you feel good, better soon. Sending love and prayers, Menacing Muskrat. And with that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Look out for me tomorrow. You never know whether I'm going to turn up live or with a recorded video. Okay, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.